I thought my best friend was just jealous when I started dating the guy she secretly liked, but I had no idea she'd fake a pregnancy, ruin my reputation, and nearly get me expelled just to take everything I had. If you told me a year ago that my best friend would turn into the villain of my life, I would have laughed in your face. Because back then, Jessica was my everything. We'd been best friends since middle school, inseparable since the moment we shared our first sleepover and confessed our crushes under the covers while eating microwave popcorn. We went through braces, bad breakups, and family drama together. She was the one constant in my chaotic life, and I thought I was that for her too. Senior year was supposed to be our best one yet. We were finally at the top of the high school food chain, yearbook committee, cheer squad, and getting ready for college tours. We'd planned everything: prom dresses, graduation trips, dorm roommate plans. But it all started unraveling the day I started dating Liam Walker. Liam was the golden boy, tall, clean cut, star of the varsity basketball team, and the sweetest guy I'd ever met. I'd had a quiet crush on him since junior year, but I never thought he'd notice me. He was just out of my league. But then we got paired for a history project, and sparks flew faster than I could process. He was kind, respectful, and actually listened to me, not just about school, but about my dreams, my fears, everything. After a few weeks, he asked me out, and I swear I floated home that day. It felt like a fairy tale, but not everyone was happy. Jessica smiled when I told her. She even hugged me and squealed, "I'm so happy for you." But her eyes told a different story. Cold, blank, tight lipped. I brushed it off as surprise. Maybe she just needed time to adjust. What I didn't know then was that she had liked Liam too, had liked him for years. And unlike me, she actually believed she deserved him. I'd unknowingly taken something she thought belonged to her. The first sign came when she started pulling away, canceling plans, showing up late to cheer practice. And when she did talk to me, it was like walking through a minefield. She criticized my outfits, rolled her eyes whenever I mentioned Liam, and once even said, "Don't get too comfortable. Guys like him don't usually stick around." Still, I tried to hold on to her. I thought maybe she just felt left out. So I made sure we still had girl time. Just us. I included her in everything. Even brought Liam along so she wouldn't feel excluded. I never realized she was studying us, looking for cracks she could widen. Then one night at a party, it happened. She got drunk, or acted drunk, and cornered Liam in the basement. I didn't see it happen, but people talked. My friend Tora told me she saw Jessica pressing up against him, whispering things, even trying to kiss him. Liam pushed her away and immediately came to find me. He told me the truth. I believed him. But instead of confronting Jessica, I avoided it. I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I thought if I just gave her space, she'd get over it. I was so wrong. Because what I didn't realize was that Jessica wasn't going to move on. She was just getting started. Things got weird fast after the party. Jessica didn't apologize. In fact, she acted like nothing had happened. She texted me smiley emojis, asked if I wanted to go shopping, and even posted an old picture of us on Instagram with the caption, "Ride or Die." I was confused, but relieved. Maybe she was over it. But at school, the whispers started. People gave me weird looks. Some avoided me in the halls. Others stared like they knew something I didn't. At first, I thought I was being paranoid. But then I overheard two girls in the locker room talking. "Did you hear? Jessica's pregnant." "Seriously? Who's the dad?" She said, "Liam." I nearly dropped my water bottle. "What?" I confronted Jessica that day after school. I waited until cheer practice was over and pulled her aside near the bleachers. "Are you seriously telling people Liam got you pregnant?" She blinked, wide-eyed and innocent. "What? Who told you that?" "People are whispering it all over school. If it's not true, why aren't you saying anything?" She gave me a look like I was the crazy one. "I never told anyone that," she said slowly. "But, I mean, things did happen that night at the party. Maybe Liam didn't tell you everything. My stomach dropped. You tried to kiss him, Jess. He pushed you away. She looked down, fidgeting with her bracelet. I was drunk. Things are blurry. I don't want to cause drama. But if something happened and I got pregnant, I don't know. It was like she was planting poison in the air, never confirming, never denying, just enough to let people wonder. And it worked. Rumors exploded. By the end of the week, someone started a fake Twitter thread about how Liam was cheating on me with Jessica, how I was pretending to be the good girl while Jessica was carrying his baby. Memes, screenshots, even Photoshop DMs. It was like wildfire. Liam was furious. He begged me not to believe it. He even threatened to file a harassment report with a school counselor. But the damage was done. The student body had already picked sides, and somehow they were siding with Jessica. That's when things turned from bad to evil. One afternoon, I was called into the principal's office. My heart pounded as I sat in front of the desk. Mr. Caldwell looked serious. We received a formal complaint, he said, about you bullying another student and encouraging your boyfriend to pressure her into keeping quiet about a pregnancy. I felt like I'd been slapped. What? That's a lie. I never. There are screenshots, he interrupted. Messages. Audio recordings. I sat there, stunned. She'd faked everything, screenshots of me threatening her, a voice note that sounded like me saying, "If you ruin this for me, you'll regret it." Even though I'd never said that in my life. I was put on temporary suspension while they investigated. Overnight, I became the villain, the bully, the girl who stole her best friend's man and then tried to cover it up. I lost my spot on the cheer team. The yearbook committee asked me to step back for a while. My college rec letters were suddenly under review. Jessica? She walked around the school like a wounded angel. She wore flowy tops and carried ginger tea and let people rub her stomach that wasn't even there. She never explicitly said she was pregnant, but she let everyone believe it. I was losing everything, and I still didn't know how far she. After the suspension, I couldn't even walk through the school without hearing whispers. The teachers didn't look me in the eye. My inbox was flooded with hate messages from fake accounts calling me a manipulator, a homewrecker, and worse. Even some of my friends started pulling away. No one wanted to be caught in the crossfire of my so-called drama. The only person who stood by me was Liam. He refused to let me spiral, even when he was getting dragged into the mud too. Rumors said he was abandoning Jessica and his baby, even though he kept insisting there was no baby. He was called a liar, a cheat, and some even called him a predator. It was beyond high school drama now. It was character assassination. One night, we sat in his car outside my house, both of us too emotionally exhausted to go inside. "She's winning," I whispered. "No," he said, squeezing my hand. "Not if we prove she's lying." I looked at him. "How?" "Everyone believes her, even the administration. Then we prove she's faking the pregnancy." We started with simple things. Watching her, noting inconsistencies. Jessica had said she was about 9 weeks along during her fake sob story to a teacher, but a few days later, she told someone else she was 12. She refused to go to the nurse's office when she had cramps, claiming she had a personal doctor. And for someone who was supposedly pregnant, she had no documentation, no appointments, no symptoms. She kept clutching her stomach in front of people, but once I saw her drop a heavy backpack over her shoulder and sprint across the parking lot. Still, we needed more than suspicion, we needed proof. That's when Liam had an idea. We'd heard whispers that Jessica had confided in someone, Maya, a quiet sophomore who worked at the front desk in the school office. She and Jessica weren't close, but Jessica probably thought she could manipulate her easily. Liam approached Maya gently one afternoon. I watched from a distance as he talked to her quietly in the hallway. She looked nervous, kept glancing around. After a moment, she nodded and scribbled something on a piece of paper before handing it to him. Later, he showed me what it said. "Jessica came to the office last week asking me to print a fake pregnancy confirmation letter using the school letterhead. I didn't do it, but she offered me $50. My jaw dropped. This was it. This was the break we needed. We brought it to the assistant principal, Ms. Harrington, one of the few staff members who hadn't completely turned against me. She was strict, but fair. I can't use this as official evidence, she said cautiously, reading Maya's note. But I will look into it. If there's forgery involved, that's a serious offense. Meanwhile, Jessica was still parading around as if she were Mother Teresa. She started a support group for teen moms. She posted tearful videos on TikTok talking about betrayal and learning to love herself again. And of course, everyone assumed she was talking about me. Her followers doubled. She got invited to speak at the local girls' club. She even got a spot on the school board's monthly student feature. And then the worst happened. She showed up to school with a fake ultrasound. It was printed in black and white, with someone else's name blurred out. She showed it to a group of students outside the cafeteria, and someone took a picture. The photo went viral on our school's Instagram page within minutes. The caption read, "Proof. She was telling the truth all along. Justice for Jessica." I broke down in the bathroom that afternoon, sobbing until my throat hurt. I had never felt so hopeless, so completely alone. She was turning my life into ashes, and everyone was just watching it burn. When I got home that night, there was a letter from the school board. My college recommendation letters were officially on hold. I was told I might not be eligible for the leadership scholarship I'd worked for since junior year. I'd had enough. I decided I wasn't going to wait for justice anymore. I was going to expose Jessica myself, even if it meant putting everything on the line. It started with a message. I created a fake Instagram account, posing as a girl from another school who wanted to join Jessica's teen mom support group. I DM'd her something simple. "Hey girl, I'm scared I'm pregnant too. Can I talk to you privately? I don't want anyone knowing." Jessica replied within 5 minutes. "Of course, sweetie, I'm always here for girls like us. Men suck, lol." I played the part, told her I needed help baking some documents to buy time before I told my family. I said I heard she knew someone who could help. I begged her for advice. And guess what? She fell right into it. She responded with screenshots of templates she'd found online, apps that made ultrasound fakes, even how to remove patient names in Photoshop. She wrote, "Honestly, girl, sometimes you gotta lie to survive. These people don't care about our pain." I forwarded everything to Ms. Harrington, along with a detailed log of the conversation. Within a day, the school launched a formal investigation. But Jessica still had no idea I was behind it. So while she strutted around the halls with her fake belly pad tucked under a loose hoodie, thinking she had won, the school administration was already calling in digital forensics and verifying the fake documents. Everything unraveled so fast after that. Maya agreed to testify. A tech team confirmed the ultrasound was doctored. And when Jessica was finally called into the office, she broke. Not because she was sorry, but because she was caught. I wasn't in the room, but I heard she cried, screamed, blamed me, then said it was just a prank and claimed it got out of hand. She tried to flip it all on me again, saying I bullied her into lying so I wouldn't get in trouble. But no one was buying it anymore. She was suspended indefinitely, stripped of all student leadership roles, and removed from all extracurriculars. Her parents were mortified. The school even sent an apology letter to me and Liam, though it felt too little too late. The hardest part? No one really apologized. Not the students who believed her lies. Not the teachers who treated me like trash. They just went silent, as if nothing happened. People stopped whispering about me, but they didn't start whispering about her either. They moved on like it was just another passing drama. But I wasn't the same girl anymore. Jessica had taken something from me I could never get back, not just my reputation, but my sense of trust. The way I looked at friendships. The way I walked into a room, always wondering who believed the lies and who stood silent when I needed them.